Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. This is Trails in the Sky. Oh, what episode is this? It doesn't matter. It's been nearly a month since I recorded the last one of these. Been busy moving. Been focusing a little more on Sekiro, building up a backlog of that, if you didn't watch like any of the other playthroughs and stuff, some context. Things have changed. I do my recording late at night now, so things are more subdued. Maybe, my voice is a little softer because people are asleep. Right now, you might be hearing a dishwasher in the background. We got a dishwasher. Lots of things are going on. I should have skimmed the last episode. I think I know what happened. We just went through the tower with that journalist. I forgot what else happened. Alright. I'm very thankful that they have this thing. So let's see. We did this media thing. If you hear random toys just being shifted around, I'm sitting in my baby's play area because it's taking up the entire living room. Just sitting here in this little cage. Anyways, yeah, we led a reporter into danger. His name was Neil. Niall. We went to the top of this Smellis. He wanted to see the top of the tower. Cameraman's Dorothy. There's a scholar up there. I forgot his name. Did he have a portrait also? We'll see. But we made it back. And I guess the only thing left to do is to cash in our cash in. But we are actually... Hold on. Okay, we're gonna talk to everybody. That's how it is. And we also gotta recover our stuff, it looks like. I'm gonna sleep in the sewer. What do we have here? A handsome bracer if I've seen one. How about taking a nap with little old me? I'll have to take a rain check on that one. Yeah, that's ladies, huh? Josh was good with the ladies. The Bracers who helped Pat seem to be active recently. I heard they were a pair of young Bracers, a boy and a girl. That boy is especially well spoken of by the wives' circle as being quite the cutie. Man, Josh was a hunk to all those desperate housewives. Thanks to a number of other Bracers relent, we can live free of worry. Turn it. The wrong button. Always the wrong button. As of this recording, well, this should come out afterwards. Final Fantasy 2 and this game have opposite run buttons on my controller. I mean, I guess I can use the mouse. It feels weird. I have a touchpad. Okay. Yeah, no. Liberal News is selling like hotcakes lately. Ooh, we gotta buy the second one. Is there a second one? Oof. Cords everywhere. I want a hot cake. Up until just recently, it was a minor magazine circulated around the royal city. Wow. So that's why... Wait, which one do we have? It's the first one? Yeah, that's why we got issue 1. It just started recently. Makes sense. Ooh. Oh yeah, that journal. Though they're complete opposites, my grandson, Luke, appears to get along well with his neighbor, Pat. I wish Luke would pick up a few good things from Pat. I read I feel like I read this before. Is this new? This, I don't recognize this. I don't recognize this. Is this new? I apologize if this is not new, but I am reading it. I'm a bracer. I live in a small rural town, and maintaining peace in the region is what my job is all about. Today I received some job requests from a few clients, so I set off for where duty called. My first job was to milk some cows on the farm nearby. The next was to help turn over some fields. Who was anyone kidding? That kind of job was a cinch when it came to my skill with a pitchfork. For my last job of the day, I was to babysit. At first I thought watching a bunch of kids would be easy, but it turned out that I was wrong. Dead wrong. To my dismay, there were 7 whiny kids in the house. Even for a professional like myself, 7 kids are a bit much. But I am a bracer, and I will do my duty. I got to work and cradled the ones who wouldn't stop crying, changed their messy diapers, broke up fights over toys, and even managed to do a ton of small jobs around my client's house, like washing the laundry, cleaning up, and taking their dog for a walk. Even when I got hungry and felt like I had no more energy to go on, I didn't forget my duty to report to the guild. If I gave up, what a loser I'd be in front of everyone. After going through all this and arriving at the guild, the other bracers in the office stared at me in amazement. That's right, you guessed it. I'm famous for being a bracer in this town. Other bracers paying attention to me like this is what I have to deal with every day. They're probably all just jealous of my superior skills. Anyway, where were we? Okay, I remember now. So I was on my way to report to the receptionist when suddenly somebody grabbed me by the collar from behind. Turning around, I realized that it was someone more scary than any monster alive. It was my dad. After thwacking me with a good one on the head, he yelled so loud that everyone could hear. So you think you can just run off and play bracer every day without ever bothering to help your mother out around the house, huh? After that, my dad dragged me all the way home, and then lectured me until who knows when. I didn't do anything wrong either. Seriously, what the heck? I'm a self-appointed bracer. Today I'm off again to maintain peace in the region and solve whatever problems need solving at the request of my clients. Whose is that, Luke? Yeah. Good kid, Luke. I feel like I forget this house quite often when I do these runs. Liberal News, huh? That's the magazine my dad always reads. The cover always has somebody really famous or popular. Like your dad. Estelle, Joshua, I heard that you two have had your fair share of accomplishments lately. I think I'm losing my voice just from doing that voice. Let's see. You drove the fiends away from the Purzel farm, you rescued the miners at the Malga mine, and this last time you escorted some reporters, right? But, wow, you certainly know a lot for your age. Yep, I sure do. I wish those reporters would hire me. I think I'm perfect for the job of a reporter. Yeah, that's probably true. What's her name? Claire? She's probably gonna show up in the future, right? Like 10 games from now, she's gonna be like a playable character. With a portrait and everything. Crunch, smack, slurp, achoo, 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 much, 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 go. You know, the whole monster scare has finally settled down at the mine. Now I can finally eat a relaxing meal. Estelle, listen to this. The other day, Mr. Rynan's mother dropped by and asked me out of the blue if I wanted to marry her son. I haven't felt so surprised since Scarazard fell off the table when she was dancing. But I had to turn her down. When I'm ready, I want to be able to choose my own partner. Wait, how old is Mr. Rynan? How old are you? Aren't we like classmates? Mr. Rynan's getting older. I'm sure that's why his mother is worried about him. How old is he? Like, if she's just like... Yeah, well, don't worry about it. Oh, hey there, Estelle and Joshua. I saw some crazy quick monsters on the Milchmain Road the other day. Just when I thought they were charging me, they took off running. Seriously, what were those things? Are those the little bell guys? All the members of the Bracer Guild can hold their liquor. Here you go. Scarazard is like a booze sponge, but even Cassius can down more than a few rounds. But Ina is the most surprising of them all. I heard the same thing from Scara. Scara? Did I decide? What did I decide for that? I think it's Scara. Ina's supposed to be pretty amazing in the liquor department. That's right. She can drink at the same pace as Scarazard. On top of that, her face never gets red, and she acts totally normal. Haha, I think that's much better than having your ear talked off by Scara. Well, in any case, the Bracer Guild is one to be reckoned with at a bar. Oh, except for that rich fellow. One drink and he's a goner. Hey, I heard that. Is he drunk then? I saw some crazy quick monster. I don't have a drunk voice. I can't do it. I'm just astounded that there's anyone who can drink at the same pace as Scarazard. That's what makes Ina doubly surprising. I ate some of these, right? Hey there, Chef Denzel. It's time I started thinking about a new menu. I'm going to have all of the staff here give me their ideas for the new menu. Maybe I should ask Alyssa what she thinks too. He's going through his little bear episode down here. There's like a season of the bear going on. Look at how stressed he is. Oh, he's running around. Gotta get that salad. We started this restaurant before my husband and I were married. That's why we have such a special fondness for the place. Somehow, I find myself deeply moved when I see our daughter Alyssa helping around here as well. You know, I'm not gonna have anything funny for everything people say. I don't have a joke for that. It's just some lady talking about, you know, how good she has it. How can I make fun of that? My father has stopped complaining about the work my husband does, but it does look like he's holding his tongue all the time. I'm sure he'd feel much better if he just said what he felt. Yeah. Why'd I do it a third time? The young kids these days only tend to focus on profit as a way to gain acceptance from others. But back in my day, if we want to be accepted, we had to work hard. It's like my daughter says, we'll have to watch these kids with a careful eye. Ah. Yar. Maybe I need to do like my daughter suggests and keep an eye on things. This way first. Oh, no, not that way. I received word from my husband today that he'll be finishing up with his current job. Hee hee, I think I'd better cook something extra special. The longer we are apart, the deeper the bond grows between my husband and I. I'm so excited, Waku Wak. Listen, Kite. My daddy's coming home. Oh, Papa wa kaeri mas. I hope he'll be home soon. I want us to play together. Oh, I don't know these. I think hope is kibo, but I think that's the noun. You got me. I need to practice my Japanese more. Oh yeah, these guys. My papa's been asking me some weird things. Like who I choose, Luke or Pat. Yeah, what? She's like 6. 8. That's really early, dude. Let her be a kid. Rhino's mother came here looking for a bride. Oh. Oh no. Haha, my Uni is way too young for the likes of him. But I can't allow Uni's husband to be any less of a man than myself. It's odd to see fate so heated up about something. It looks like the realization that he's the father of a young daughter is setting in. You seem to be a good match for my daughter, Joshua, but I'm gonna have to fail you. Huh? The reason being, you're too handsome. It's not that you've done anything wrong, but I can just see you having serious girl trouble someday. Yeah, I can totally see that too. Joshua is completely out of touch with reality. He doesn't even notice that kind of stuff. And therein lies another problem. I think it's you who's out of touch with reality. And Joshua, you're much too old for uni. You know that? That's another fail right there. Get out of my house. Don't talk to my uni ever again. Alright, let's see what Mr. Reinen's like doing about all this. And buy some little news. Yeah. Maybe he's like 22, 25. Still, like, if he's getting old to marry, maybe he's approaching 30 actually. Recently, it seems like whenever I go out on the street, I get a lot of strange looks. It appears that my mom's starting up the bride hunt again. When I first heard about what was going on, I thought I was going to die of sheer embarrassment. No matter how many times I tell her to knock it off, she just keeps doing it. Oh, bother. What am I gonna do? Poor guy. Oh no, don't do that again. I meant to shop. You got any of them liberal news? Only the first issue? I just buy a bunch of them. Alright, is she out and about? No, she's looking out the window. Aren't you Cassius's daughter? Estelle, was it? Yeah. You look rather healthy and seem like a cheerful young girl at that. So how'd you feel about becoming my son's new wife? Excuse me? Me? It seems like the young girls these days don't mind marrying older men, right? Now, hold on just a darn minute. So is that a no? Admittedly, my son isn't as handsome as your boyfriend over there with the black hair. Ooh boy, make sure to make Estella happy. Huh? This nutjob lady is totally mistaken. Haha, we'd probably best just play along before things get more complicated. With all these women working nowadays, it's hard work finding a bride for my son. Poor lady. Poor Mr. Reinen. He's just trying to live his life. What if he's like asexual? He's not looking for anybody right now. You know, some news reporters came to do a story on your dad. My dad's a soldier in the Royal Army, but he's pretty plain and boring compared to bracers. I'm gonna write in my journal about being a bracer. Oh yeah, let's go to this other store. I've heard that orbits were based on ancient tools. It's not the people of today who are amazing, it's those people of old. Somehow it's a bit mortifying. I don't think that's his voice. I know he's old, but I feel like his voice would just be like a deep, I've heard that orbits. No, never mind. I got it right the first time. All old people will just sound like that. The mayor came by to ask about some septine engraving a bit ago. Although the Esmelis hasn't arrived, I hear it's quite the magnificent crystal. I'm looking forward to seeing what it looks like. Oh, it is great. Estelle was dancing around with it. And she almost dropped it. Funny stuff. Good times. Got any weapons? Hey there, I've been hearing great things about you kids. I hear that you've been knocking out jobs one after another. You've made some successful strides from your part-time job working here for me. Cassius, Skarzard, now the two of you. Roland bracers are the best, hands down. Shop. Okay, nothing. Oh, those bangles, maybe. It's whatever. Oh yeah, this lady. She's gonna tell Estelle to shape up, get herself together. Well, how are you, Estelle and Joshua? Two of you have really grown up, haven't you? Although I'd like you to try and act a bit more ladylike, Estelle. I'll try to pay more attention to that. do everything in here first. So let's go into the clock tower. See if there's anyone on the roof. Nope. Paddington. Gazing out from the top here every day is quite enjoyable. The changing seasons, the lives of those people living here in town. Though they're all minor, I can see these changes with my own eyes. Recently, I've seen Mrs. Bloom out and about quite a bit. Ho ho, I wonder what she's up to. Oh, we know. Gazing out from the top here every day is quite enjoyable. Is this gonna be a future Bracer mission? Find a girl for her boy? I can see that being the case. Let's go in here since it's faster. Let's do this first, actually. There's no monster here, right? Oh, there was. Okay. Great. Into the chapel we go. Well there, it appears to me that your faces seem a bit older and wiser. I'm glad to see that you have matured in body and mind. Oh yeah. I don't think you like that, huh? You don't like that, huh, Father? Recently, some of the children have come to see me on non-Sunday school days. I'm glad I became a sister. Yeah, that's gotta feel fulfilling. Having your students look up to you like that. Must be nice. Must be nice. Someday we're going to be able to go in there. Estelle? Joshua? I heard about your admirable performance at the Farm in the Mine. A number of guests have been asking about you as well. Keep up the good work. I feel like that's not the voice of a hotel guy. Hotel receptionist. Whoa. Is nobody here? They're all empty. Everyone's gone. Whoa. Vacancies. Alright. What are we hitting up next? Mayor's house. The front door is locked. Alright, I guess we're not going to the mayor's house. Is he out in the garden? No. Alright. We're going to the Airbus airport. And then I think that's everything. Oops. I forgot I need turbo. This guy's gone. Alright, did he see anybody hot?
Recently, it seems that there are some sky bandits using an airship to pull off robberies in the Bose region. I'm gonna have to be more strict with passenger checks, if you know what I mean. If a criminal managed to get on board, who knows what might happen.
Well, I'll be, Alan. You actually sounded responsible for a second.
Well, that's because I'd never forgive myself if I allowed some hotties to get in harm's way. Not to mention, it gives me a reason to check out the chicks more closely, too. Hoo, that's two birds with one stone, baby. I was a fool for admiring you.
That was pretty good delivery. I think that was pretty good. Man, I hope the audio isn't too loud. And you guys can hear me. Have you heard of the high-speed cruiser RCL? That's used by the royal family? Arsail. Where's Arsail? RCA? I don't know much about French. If there's like a French thing to it, then. With the hull covered in elegant lines and painted a pure white, it's certainly fitting for those of royalty. In addition, it boasts the best engine that Orbital technology can offer, and it's said to have the highest performance output in the world. Is it coming this way? Alrighty. This might be the last guy we talk to, and then it's cashing it in. After the airliners were developed, a lot of people started coming to visit Relent. Before that, it was mostly merchants who came to buy septium, lumber, and vegetables. I even hear that the number of people traveling the roads on foot has decreased. You don't get tired riding on an airliner. The reason being, they're fast. Yeah. I wish I didn't have to run around all over the place, occasionally tapping this turbo button whenever I remember I have a turbo button. Okay. Gilded up. No new missions. Alright, who am I talking to first? Oh, Estelle and Joshua. Skara, what are you doing here? This is a rare occasion. You're usually out and about. I just finished the jobs I took over for your father, and I was reporting to the guild. So you finished your load too, huh? Somehow or other, I guess. I heard from Ina that you guys aren't doing too bad yourselves. I guess everything I went through to train the two of you amounted to something. Teehee, we're grateful too. Well, I guess we'll report in as well then. Go ahead, let's hear what you've got. Reported about escorting the reporters. Ka-ching. Great. 7th class, baby. 7th class. Eagle Eye. That's probably an accuracy thing. Good work, you two. How about you, Scarazard? Don't you think they've done a fine job? For a bunch of newbies, you did an average job, but you shouldn't be satisfied with that level of work. Especially you, Estelle. You're always the first to get on that high horse of yours. Okay, I get it already. Great work, all of you. I'm surprised that we were able to fill the work gap left by Cassius so quickly. I wonder if we'll be able to relax for a bit now. Famous last words. I don't know. I imagine that the downtime might be a bit of a drag. Well, that won't be a problem since there are plenty of other small jobs like patrolling the roads and exterminating monsters. Hehe. It's been a while since I've been able to take a break. Alright, time for my reward. I'm going to drink until I can't drink anymore tonight. Estelle, Joshua, you two join me as well. We have to watch you get plastered and make a fool of yourself? Oh, so what you're saying is that you're turning down my invitation? You've got a lot of nerve to do something like that to your mentor. What am I supposed to say? Your drinking habits are intolerable. You cause a ruckus, dance like a maniac, and try to strip in public. Agreed. It's pretty embarrassing. Scarazard, just where do you think you're going to take these underage kids? Come on, the alcohol is what makes things entertaining. But if you're so against coming along with me, then I don't need you, Estelle. Really? Yep. What? Instead, I'll just have Joshua make up for your absence. Why me? Scarab? Now hold on a minute. Teehee. Joshua, you look like you'll make a fine companion. Whether we're talking booze or something else behind closed doors, I'll help break you in. But break me in? What is going on? Alright, you big pervert Joshua, why are you drooling like that? It's not what you think. I'm just hungry. Old man's voice.
We've got a major problem.
Oh, it's the mayor. Huh? Mayor Klaus?
Wheeze, cough, pant. Estelle, Joshua, and Scarazard, am I glad to see you.
Saved by the bell. I almost got turned on there. What's wrong, sir? And why are you in such a hurry?
Oh, this is terrible. My home, disaster, it's gone.
I was just there. It's still there. Alright, calm down, Mayor Klaus. Take a deep breath, let it out. Apparently, it seems as though my home was robbed while I was out. What? That's not being calm at all, Estelle. I had something to speak with Father Divine about, so I was over at the chapel, and when I came home, it was rather odd for no one to greet me at the door, so I looked around and the rooms were in a state of great disarray. Wait, what about your wife and Lita? Don't worry, they're both fine. I found them locked up in the attic room. That's a relief to hear. It's lucky that no harm came to anyone. It won't get us anywhere just sitting around here. So could you take us to the crime scene, Mayor Klaus? Absolutely. I appreciate your cooperation. Wait for me, I'm going too. Good idea. We may be able to be of some help. Well, if you insist. Ina, we'll be at the mayor's place investigating the incident. If you have anything come up, just toss it on Ridge's shoulders. I'm sure he's just relaxing at the bar anyway. Yes, I'll do that. That's not her voice. Yes, I'll do that. And everyone, be careful. Oh no, wow. This place is an absolute mess. The crooks really tore through here. Look at the safe!
The septium, which was supposed to be given to Her Majesty the Queen, has been stolen. I'm really sorry, especially after having to go through all the trouble to bring it here.
It's not you who should be apologizing. It's the crooks who are in the wrong. By the way, how are the other rooms in the house?
The other rooms, for the most part, appear to have been left untouched. They're about as messy as the attic room in which my wife and Lita were locked up in.
Estelle, Joshua, there's something I want you to do. Which is? I'll speak with the mayor about the incident. I want you two to check out the inside of the house. You mean like an on-site investigation? Are you sure we're up to the task? Since we're all here, splitting up would be the best way to cover the most ground, no? Alright, we'll see what we can do. Proceed carefully and deliberately. Alright, Mayor Klaus, how about we talk in the parlor? Surely there's nothing in the parlor. Sure.
Now, where to begin? So, I was...
An on-site investigation, huh? I'm starting to get butterflies in my stomach. How about we start from this room? And let's not forget to ask for witness statements from the other residents. Sounds like a plan. I've been wondering what's inside this chest. This is just
A clutter box, right? It's empty as well. Box lock looks like it was burned off. The criminals may have used an orbital gun. Whoa. Orbital gun.
I like the music change.
Still yawning though.
It's just like the mayor to have a ton of difficult books like this.
It looks like he's got some valuable antique books here as well. The criminals either had no idea about the value of the books, or they knew exactly what they were going for. The pot's been tipped over, but there's nothing inside. It looks like it only tipped over after being hit by something with force. The gift that we delivered to the mayor for the queen is... Those crooks are not gonna get away with this. It doesn't look like they jimmied the door either. They must have decrypted the combination, or... No, they must have decrypted the combination, opened it, or... Could they really have cracked the combination? It's not impossible, but I imagine that it'd be difficult for anyone besides a skilled pro. My best guess is that they figured out the combination using a much simpler means. What do you mean by simpler means? Well, let's see. They could have, for example, dusted the buttons with a special powder. A powder like that would have absorptive properties, and due to its fineness, it would be invisible to the naked eye. However, if blue light were placed over it, it would glow. Alright, and... Now let's imagine for a minute that the mayor entered the combination with the powder present. The powder on the buttons would stick to his fingers and come off. This would be one way to know which buttons were pressed. Now wait a minute, wouldn't they still not know the order in which the buttons were pressed? That's not exactly the case. As the powder collected on the fingers increased, the amount taken from the buttons would decrease. In other words, the crook could press the buttons in order starting from the least luminescent. It might be more difficult if there were duplicate numbers, but the crooks should be able to make a pretty good guess at what they are. That makes sense. Joshua, are you a genius or something? That's just basic knowledge. Anyway, let's check out the buttons. Yep, these are buttons, alright. Just as I thought, powder was used. Now there's no doubt in my mind that the safe was opened using the same method I just explained. Joshua stole it. He did it. He's the one. Oh, right. Now the big question is, who dusted the buttons with that powder? We know it would have to at least be someone who visited the residence. Right. Now figuring out who that is, that's going to be the tricky part. It's that one girl. She just stopped by and was like, oh, let me dust your safe. Oh no, I did not need to go out there. Might as well check here. Look, there's some marks on this railing. You're right, and they're fresh too. It looks like something metal dug into the wood. A hook. Something metal and strong enough to leave marks on. It seems like something worth jotting down in our bracer notebooks. Whoa. Cool. There are several documents inside the drawer. They don't appear to have been disturbed. They seem to be documents regarding Relent City's government. The fact that these are as they are suggests that there is no political aim involved. This place is all torn apart. Lita would probably faint if she saw this.
It looks like all the books on the shelf have been scattered about the room. It seems kind of senseless to have done all this. Who could have done this? Uh-huh. It's just like the mayor to have it. Oh. Getting sleepy. We can finish the house. Upstairs, attic. Are they still up here? Nope. Oh. A leaf. What's this? Gervais leaf. Don't you think it's a bit strange for a leaf to be in a place like this? On top of that, it's not a type that grows around here. Sure. You're sharp, Estelle. This is the place where the residents were locked up. It was probably dropped by one of the criminals as they were locking everybody up. So it's a key piece of material evidence, right? Whoa. Evidence. Ooh, I'm getting real sleepy. Something about this game gets really sleepy. I think it's like doing so much reading. Reading aloud. Because like I read a book, I try to read a chapter every night before bed. So I think like reading a certain amount just causes me to get sleepy. I had such a scare. I was cleaning up the attic when suddenly a bunch of masked men came barging in. Masked men, huh? That means this wasn't a one-man job. How many people were in the group? I'd probably guess about 3 or 4. Oh, that reminds me, one of them was short. It might have been even been a girl. When I think about the fact that I'm going to have to clean up that study, my head starts to spin. When I get my hands on those criminals, I'm going to give them a beating like they'll never forget. Are we getting conflicting reports? One of them was short? No, 3 of them were tall. Are you alright, ma'am? Yes, I'm fine. The intruders weren't violent toward us. Is there anything you noticed in particular about the intruders? They were wearing masks, so I wouldn't be able to tell you about any specific features. That reminds me, I'm certain the front door was locked. I locked the door just to be safe since my husband had gone to the chapel and there were just the 2 of us here. I wonder how in the world they got in. Oh. Hey, he wasn't at the chapel. We know how they got in. It looks like the intruders took off with a bunch of preserved food. I wonder if they were hungry. Oh boy. I'm getting real sleepy. Preserved food, eh? Well, nothing I can't check. Are you really done investigating? It seems a little too quick to me. How about looking around a little more carefully? I'm sure there's something you've missed. Are you telling me how to do my job? This is what things looked like when I came home. I didn't get a glimpse of the criminals either. No fair. No fair. I wanted to see a criminal. A real life criminal.
decriminalize.
Pretty sure I checked everywhere. Oh, maybe they dropped something when they went over the edge.
Oh,
You said that the door was locked at the time of the burglary, right? Doesn't look like the lock's been broken either. Which means they got in another way. I already know that, right? They got in through the balcony. Do I have to do it again? Okay. We had to check everything. I had the mayor run me through all of the details. How about you two? Did you find anything? Yup, we found lots of new evidence. Alright, then let's check the details one by one and see what you've come up with. First off, what were the criminals after? Accepting the safe. How many of them were there? Just a group of 3 or 4. Where did they get into the house from? Point blank, what is the portrait of those thought to have committed the crime? Wow, you did a good job investigating. It looks like we'll be able to specify who the criminals are with this information. Mayor Klaus? Over the past 2 or 3 days, have you had any new faces in your study? Well, when you put it that way, I guess there's been a number of people. That reporter from the magazine company was one. I forgot to read it in his voice. Oh, so those two came to visit with me too, huh? But at the time of the crime, they were with us at the Esmelis Tower. I think we can cross them off the list of suspects. I see. So, Mayor Klaus, were there any others? Other than that, there was only Josette. But let's not kid ourselves here. I think it'd be a bit of a stretch for her to be our thief. After all, she's a student at the Royal Academy. Criminals aren't always dressed so they can be easily spotted. As for a school uniform, if someone put their mind to it, they could create a replica. But I'm telling you, she was a really nice girl. She was modest and pure courteous. Right, Joshua? I'm sorry to say this, but I completely disagree. Huh? During that time, when the mayor put the septium into the safe, that girl's eyes lit up like a hunter's, eyeing her prey. Of course, since I had no conclusive evidence, I couldn't call her out on it. But at least to me, she didn't look like any ordinary student. You must be joking. Unbelievable. Well, at any rate, it looks like we're going to have to ask this girl a few questions. You wouldn't happen to know where she is, would you? If I remember right, she should be staying at the hotel. She said something about taking off from the Lent sometime today. Well, it looks like we're going to have to hurry then. Still, Joshua, let's try the hotel first. Right. Understood. She joined the party. Whoa. There's 2 steps to this. Nice. She fights with a whip. This might be the part where this is probably where I stop. I'm really sleepy. We're approaching an hour anyways. It's very cool. What does she know? Should we give her something? Sorry, I don't have anything to give you. Ordnance. What is the other course? Eagle Eye. See enemies from a distance. Ooh. I think I'll give it to Joshua. Yeah, we'll do that later. Ooh. Out of position. Right, we want her up front, right? Cool. Yeah. Let's save. And, great. That is the episode. Things are getting a little juicy. The mayor did it. It probably is Gisette. I mean, like, who else would it be? There's no other, like, character that's visited besides us. Yeah. I don't know how often I'll record Trails in the Sky. It makes me so tired. Sekiro is still the priority, but I've got a good pace on that thing. So, yeah. Well, I don't have anything to say. Next week we'll probably figure out who this thief is. They'll be unmasked, and Josette will be like, that wasn't a twinkle in my eye. I was just dazzled by the Septium. I don't know what you saw, Joshua. Something like that. Yep. I don't know how to end these videos. I'm just sitting here. I'm going to bed. See ya.